Hello, 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 hello. How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone is awesome, fine, perfect, and great. On the menu today is spaghetti. Grandma wanted spaghetti. My mom is grandma because of my son. Yeah, I guess you all figured that out. My son wanted spaghetti, so it's spaghetti. Okay, let's say a quick prayer and dig in. We've got lots to catch up on. You guys, I'm sorry in the middle of my video to put these on, but I'll explain to you why in a minute. I would have normally been okay with going without them, but my niece is here. My niece is here, and she insists on me wearing my earrings in my videos. So, here they are. And sanitizer. So fresh and so clean. And we get started. Yum. Yum, 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 yum. Come on, you're right-handed, girl. Don't make a big old mess. How are you guys doing today? I am having a much, 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 much better day than I've been having pretty much all week. Best day probably that I've had all week. I almost pulled out my unicorn fork, but I was like, no, let's not clankety clank today. Well, yum. I'm hungry, so I'm going to shovel a little food, get something in my belly real quick because I have starved myself today to do this mukbang, and then we'll get to catching up. I've got a few stories for you. If you guys hear me squeaking over here, for those of you who don't know, I have a plastic cover that protects my tablecloth that I have on this table. And sometimes when I push against it, when the girls push against it, it squeaks. I had to make my sister a little doggy bag because she was mad. I said I had to film it for her to back up off my spaghetti. She tried to eat my spaghetti, y'all. She tried to eat my spaghetti. The nerve of her. I think she wanted to fight me over the spaghetti. She all grumpy and stuff. Mm. Wow, this is good. I'm so mad I don't have any garlic bread. I forgot to send CJ out to grab some bread. And I didn't even have any Texas toast here at home or any French loaf or anything to just make, whip some up. So, no garlic bread. This was a quickie. It's so saucy. And of course, I have used my spicy Italian sausages. Mm. So, for those of you who are wondering if I'm trying to channel Tupac, no, I am not. I haven't had time to dye my hair. I got all my gray hairs popping out, and I'm trying to hide them. That is what this is all about. But the outfit is cute, and it goes with my little bandana. So I promise you, I'm not out here looking crazy like, I got Thug Life tattooed across my stomach. Or I'm the Rivet, what's her name? The Rivet girl. The one that does, I don't know, that kind of thing. However she's posing in the poster. Mm. Did I see that? Want a bite? Mmm. Wow, you guys. It has been a very long week. It feels like it was a month, maybe 2 months. 2 months stuffed into 1 week. That's what it feels like. Mm. Oh, it's so funny. I watched a video the other day that showed a bunch of people drinking out of this water bottle that has no name while it's on my channel because I'm not sponsored. It's not a sponsored video, so its name is a secret, which I'm sure you already know because everybody has them. But anyways, call me. It's funny because some of the bottles, when you're drinking out of them, they were showing them that they were squeaking. And it was hilarious. It's not an annoying sound or anything. I think it was from the pressure. Mine doesn't squeak, so I don't know why. Maybe they put their caps on wrong or something, but they were squeaking. I think it was Nikocado and somebody else. I can't remember. But I was busting up laughing because I was like, oh my God. But that's never happened to me, so I don't think that's a normal thing for them to squeak. So let's catch up. Let's catch up, Buttercup. All my beautiful Mookies. I hope you guys have had a wonderful, blessed week. I really do. I hope it was filled with awesomeness. Every single one of you. Because mine, it was not. It was not filled with awesomeness. No. It was not. So, you know, from my Wingstop video that I explained that my mom had to be rushed to the hospital. She had to be rushed to the hospital, and we thought she was having a stroke. But it turns out they're not 100% sure what happened. But her blood pressure went haywire. It tanked. So she was unable to speak. She basically had all the symptoms of a stroke, but she didn't quite, obviously she didn't have one, but it looked very much like a stroke. We were freaked out. Everybody's rushing to the hospital. My son literally grabs her and runs with her to the car, picks her up and runs with her to the car because she couldn't walk. She could barely talk. She said she couldn't see. It was so scary. So scary. So we get her to the hospital. They put her in the back right away. And her blood pressure is to the floor. It's like tanked. So they literally have her on the gurney and they put her upside down and they're working on her. And I'm standing there and I'm like freaking out. Like, it looks awful. All these people are in there and they're doing all kinds of stuff to her and they're tilting her bed all the way backwards where she's upside down. It was just a lot. It was a lot to witness, let me tell you. But God is good, and I brought her home. She's home now. She is recovering. She's still very weak, very shaky. They've had to change up her medications, and it turns out all of her tests basically came back really good, but there are some issues with her heart. And they said some of it, can go away. Will probably go away in a couple of weeks. But some, she may need surgery. So we're waiting to see all about that. So please keep praying for her. We need prayers because we don't want her to have surgery. She's in her 70s, and we don't, really want her to, even if she was younger, we wouldn't want her to have surgery. But I mean, we just don't want her to have the surgery. So I'm sorry if I put my hand here because I think it changes my audio. yeah, so all of that happened. Then I had all these little adventures at the hospital. Well, you know me. If something's going to happen, it's going to happen to me. So, first off, they put my mom in the small, I don't know what the hospital is thinking, but apparently the second floor of the hospital is being remodeled. So they have patients everywhere. Like, I mean, it just looked very crowded to me. And this room that they put my mom in most definitely should have been a private room because it's a very small room. And they had two patients in there, my mom and another patient. And I'm like, why doesn't my mom have a private room? And they said they can't do it because the second floor is being worked on, is being remodeled. So they just have they don't really have any of that right now or whatever. I mean, the nurses were like sidestepping through this room. It was hazardous. It just was a poor working conditions. I don't know what they were thinking about. God help them if they send me a survey. Okay, I mean the nurses were very nice to my mom. They took good care of her, but the room was just I was not, it was weird. It was really weird that room. Okay, put it this way. When they brought me the recliner to stay in because I was spending the night, um, when I reclined it, I could not open the door all the way because the recliner hit it. Like, it was just weird. The whole setup, the way the beds were in the room, it was very strange. So that was the first little thing. I reclined it. I'm trying to get comfortable. And the nurse comes in and he's bumping into my recliner. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? This is very odd. Why? It looked like a closet. Is this really a room? Did you guys just hook stuff up just because you're remodeling on the second floor and you decided, oh, we got to stuff some beds in here? It looked like maybe it was a big broom closet. I don't know. I'm probably exaggerating a little bit, but the room was very, 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 very small. Very small. So that was the first thing. The tiny, tiny, tiny room. Like, tiny room. Then there was a male nurse for her roommate. Her roommate had a male nurse. And he was an angry little man. He was on the shorter side. Very short for a man. That's okay. That's okay. But he just wasn't having a good day. He was just bumping into stuff. The equipment, like he was very, very nice to me. He was very nice to my mom. And, he was cordial with his patient, but he just had, when you just can tell somebody's not having a nice day. He was Filipino. So I tried to talk to him in Tagalog, my little broken Tagalog, and it just made him really happy, that I was trying. And so, he was a little extra nice to my mama. So there was that. So there's a patient of his that's across the hall from my mom. And where I was in the recliner, I could see the patient's bed. When her door was open all the way, I could see her bed, the foot of her bed, all the way up to the head of her bed. I could see her clearly. Let me take a bite. She was a fall hazard, a fall risk, or whatever. So there was an alarm on her bed. So if she tried to get out of the bed, the nurses would hear this alarm and they'd have to run into her room and make sure she didn't fall. Her alarm kept going off. So my mom's nurse, the little angry man, because he was angry until I started speaking Tagalog, and then he got a little happier, but he still wasn't really, really happy, especially after this. So he's in the room with my mom's neighbor, and the her buzzer goes off on her bed, and he rips out of there. He starts running, and he trips on one of the machine legs, like the blood pressure machine things that they push around. He catches himself. He doesn't fall, and he says something under his breath. And he goes in there and he tells her, "What are you doing? You're gonna fall. I'm running all over the place. You can't do this. They're gonna tie you to your bed and blah blah blah." And he's walking out, and he has this look on his face like he's so mad, he's so angry, and I'm like, "Ooh, I'm glad you're not my mom's nurse." So he's all mad, but this is what I mean by these rooms being so small in this hospital, that he tripped and he could have hurt himself. Like, it was really bad working conditions. They have no business doing things that way, because I don't understand how physical therapy could even get in there and really help a patient get up and walk or any of that. That's how bad it was. It was just too small in that room. So he goes flying, and he comes back in the room, and he's just huffing and puffing. He's really mad. And so my mom is like looking at me like, "Ooh," she was like, "He's mad. You see him?" I go, "Yeah, he's mad, mad." And she was like, "He almost fell." And my mom doesn't know how to whisper. Regular talking to my mom is a whisper. I said, "Mom, can you please? This room is so small. We're only separated by a curtain. We'll talk about this later, okay, Mom?" "No, but did you see him? He almost busted his butt in the hallway." "No, Mom, let's talk about this later, okay, Mom?" And I'm trying to be patient. I said, Mom, Mom, Mother, Mommy, please be quiet. So he comes back from the other side where the other patient is, and he comes back and he's like, "Did you see that?" He tells me, "Did you see that? And she keeps trying to get up." And I was like, "I know." And he goes, "I don't want to tie her to her bed." He goes, "But I'm not going to end up in the hospital trying to keep her from falling." And I'm like, "Okay. God bless you, sir. Have a good day. Calm down. Everybody calm down. Have a seat. Relax." He was just an angry little man. Angry little man. I don't want to say his name, because what if my mom kind of opened up and said I had a channel? I wouldn't want him to. Well, he's the only little man that was there, so he's gonna know I'm talking about him. His name was Adonis. His name was Adonis. I said, "Oh, okay." Your parents had high hopes for you, huh? So then the lady who is at a fall risk across the hall. Now, my recliner is positioned. I'm with my covers here. I'm covered up. I'm in the recliner. I'm doing everything I possibly can to get comfortable, which is impossible. And I'm right next to my mom's bed. So if my mom needs anything, I can jump up and get her anything that she needs. And I'm covered up because, you know, they keep the hospitals very cold because they don't want to spread germs. They want to try to cut down on the spread of germs as much as possible. And that's easier to do in a very cold room. So, I'm covered up. I've got to act this out for you, okay? This is important because you have to understand what I was seeing. So she was across the hall from me. The door was open. Her bed is I'm looking this way. I'm facing this way. She's this way, okay? This is what this woman does. She's an elderly lady. All white hair sticking out everywhere because she's in the hospital. She doesn't feel well, okay? Very old lady with a mean look on her face, okay? I'm setting the tone here so you guys understand what she did. So, I can see her clearly too. Lady, I can see you clearly, lady. If you have YouTube in your room, I can see you clearly. And that wasn't nice. It wasn't cool, lady. I'm just saying. This is what she did. She's laying there. Now I'm facing this way. She's this way. And she's laying there. And she looks like she's asleep. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning. And she's laying down. And she sits straight up in her bed. And I'm this way, okay? I'm this way. I'm looking this way. She sits up in her bed and I'm thinking, oh, her alarm's going to go off. She's going to try to get out of her bed again. She sits up in her bed straight. She's straight as a board. Her back was straight as a board. And she does this. She doesn't move her shoulders or anything. And then she does this. And she stares at me. I swear I'm not playing. She stares at me for like 3 minutes straight. I don't think she blinked or anything. And I kid you not, I was in that recliner and I did just this. I went down into my childhood when I was scared of the dark. And I literally did this. She's staring at me. She's staring at me with her eyes. She's putting daggers through me with her eyes. She was looking at my soul. She's looking at my soul. Into my soul. Okay? Staring at me. Dead stare. She didn't break her stare. The staring contest, she won it. She won the contest. And I was across in my little recliner with my little hospital blanket like this. It was like, seriously, my mom is in the hospital bed next to me. I said, Mom. I said, Mom. And finally, after this woman is giving me the death stare, the stare of death, she says, what, honey? What's wrong? I said, Mom. She's staring at me. Why is she staring? Why is she staring at me, Mom? Why is she staring at me? And my mom said, who? I said, the lady across the hall, Mom, she's staring at me. She looks crazy, Mom. And then my mom's trying to peek. My mom sticks her head like towards the recliner, and she's trying to peek. She's like lifting her head up over her little security bar, her railing. And then she turns and looks at me like, oh, well, what did you do to her? I said, Mom, what do you mean? What did I do to her? Why would I do something to her? And she goes, why is she looking at you like that? I said, I don't know. I didn't go back to sleep. I was scared. I was scared. I didn't know if this woman was going to float across the floor. She scared me. I was like, nope. No. No, it's creepy enough. They're doing construction on this hospital. There's this lady right here. She's freaking me out. She's staring at me. She's looking at me like, I don't know what. Like I stole some money from her or something. I don't know what the problem was. I must have turned white as ghost. I was so scared. I couldn't go back to sleep, and I couldn't take my eyes off of her. I stared at her until the sun came up. I stared into that woman's room because I was like, oh, no, you don't. You're not coming up in here. No, that's not right. No. I was scared. I was really, really scared. And it wasn't right. She shouldn't be doing things like that. It's not right. So then, in the morning, I said, Mom, I'm going to go home for a couple of hours. I'll be back, in a little while. We go to Church's Chicken. My brother meets me at the hospital. I go to church. No, he met me at the hospital. He jumps in my car. We go to Church's Chicken. We get a bunch of food. And we go back to the hospital to eat with my mom because my mom doesn't like the hospital food. So I must have gained maybe 10, 15 pounds this week because we've been eating a lot of takeout. I'm trying to make sure she eats and keeps her strength. So we're eating our food. We get a whole bunch of food to make sure she has whatever she wants. She has a variety. And there's a nurse there that happened to have taken care of my dad when my dad was alive. And we are very familiar with this nurse because he had taken care of my dad a few times. And when he saw us, he was, he came up to us, he's talking to us, how are you guys doing? Blah, blah, blah. Very, very nice man. Very nice man. That's my brother. I'll call you back, Angel. So we're sitting there and we're eating with my mom. This is a different story. We're off the lady now. We're eating with my mom. We're making her laugh. We're all enjoying each other's company. And the nurse pops in. He goes, "Oh, you guys are eating with your mom." And I said, "Yeah, we keep bringing her takeout because she doesn't like this food, and I want to make sure she eats." And he says, "Oh, you're such a good daughter. You took such good care of your dad and your sister. How's your sister?" He's going through the whole family. So I said, "Oh, we have a lot here. You want some chicken?" And he goes, "Oh, maybe later, I'll come and get some." And I said, "Okay." And so, CJ goes to the gym every single day, sometimes twice a day. So the boy, he eats a lot. A lot. I have 2 refrigerators and a freezer. He eats a lot. So And he comes back by later and he's like, oh, so are you done? He tells my mom, are you done? Did you eat? You don't want any more chicken? My son looks at him. I guess CJ took it as he thought he was going to take the whole box of chicken and just share it with the whole staff. And CJ's back was towards him because he's sitting on a chair facing my mom and he was at the door. So CJ's like, here's a bag. Let's just imagine this is a big bag with a big box of chicken. He says, oh, so are you done with the chicken? You this and that? And CJ had plans for that chicken. He had visions of what he was going to do when he was eating that chicken. He was happy. He was happy thinking of his plans eating that chicken. So he was like this with the bag, looking at me like, are you going to give him my chicken? Like, he's looking at me like, Mom, are you going to give this man my chicken? And I'm looking at CJ like, what are you doing? And I said, I'll bag up a couple of pieces for you so you can have it with your, with your food. And he says, oh, okay, thank you. And I tell CJ when he walks out of the room, I say, what's wrong with you? Why'd you look like that? I said, fix your face. And he was like, I thought you were going to give him the whole bag of chicken, the whole box. And I said, CJ, so what? He's a good person. We could share some chicken with him. I was going to eat that chicken when I got home. I was like, you brat, you spoiled brat. It was so funny, though. If you guys would have saw his face when he thought that he was going to eat he thought that the man was going to take the whole box of chicken and run off. CJ wasn't having it. No, he wasn't. He was highly upset. He was disturbed. He was bothered by this man thinking he was going to get his chicken. And we had a discussion about it in the elevator as we were leaving, and CJ was holding the box of chicken as if it was a newborn child. I said, boy, he said, Mom, this chicken was so good. So good. So good. I said, oh my God. Mm-mm. And my last update, the end of my stories. I will probably post a quick little picture of him later. We have a very close family. I'm the oldest, and I have two brothers and a sister. And my brother, I think he just doesn't like to see me sad. And he knows I was very stressed out and freaking out, and I lost my Pomeranian. He passed away right after my dad passed away. My Pomeranian loved my dad, and I still think, my Pom just went to go be with my dad. Because once my dad passed, my Pom didn't want to eat anymore. He just decided he was done. And he passed away. So I, only have my dog Baby now. My dog Chevy passed away after my Pom passed away. So now all I have is Baby. My brother breeds ice white Poms. His company is called Ice White Poms. Is that the correct name? He's going to kill me if I got that wrong. But, yeah. Ice Poms, Ice White Poms. I'll put it in the description. But he breeds these beautiful all white Poms. And they're, they're expensive dogs. They're very rare. And so he shows up to my house with Million. Million is adorable. He's one of my brother's prize dogs. Like, he's a champion bred or champion bloodline dogs. So meaning they've won in many competitions and so on and so forth and all that stuff. I don't go to dog shows and do all that stuff, but he's all into that. His dogs win all the time. So he shows up with Million and gives me Million. I'm like, what? He gives me Million. So, also, I don't know when they gave it to me. I don't know if I've just been so scatterbrained I didn't notice. But we have the community tab, you guys. I'm so excited, and I think I'll post a picture of Million in my community tab so you guys can see it. I was like, whoa, I have the community tab. God help us, I don't know what I might post there. But we have it, y'all. We got the community tab. We're moving on up. We really are. We need to stay on our best behavior. So YouTube doesn't decide to yank anything back. But yeah, so that was my week, you guys. Let's do our post shout out so that we can thank one of our Mookies for hanging out with us and leaving us a comment. So today's post shout out goes to Destiny209. Destiny space 209. And as you know, you will see her name here. Thank you so very much, Destiny. I appreciate you. I appreciate the time you took out of your day to show me some love on my channel. I appreciate that so very much. And especially this past week, it meant so much to me because I really, really needed it. All of the love and support that you guys showed for my mom, all the loving messages checking on her, I read them all to her. It really made her day. She was very, very happy that you guys, thought of her. It made her feel good, and we needed that. We were really scared, all of us, and we still have a little bit of a battle to keep her healthy and fix her heart. But we will get there. I have full faith that we will be fine. But thank you for your prayers and your well wishes. And if you could continue to keep her in your prayers, I would really appreciate that. Yeah. So that's about it for today, you guys. I love you, Mookie, so very much. And again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there is no What the Mukbang channel. So thank you so very much for all of your love and support. Once again, we're almost at 3,000, you guys. We're monetized. We're moving it right along. We are the little engine that could, and now we're doing it. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so very much. You are awesome, covered in awesome sauce. And I will, please remember to be good to one another. And I will see you on the next one.